Yo guys, what's up and welcome to another episode of Otaku Debate down on screen. Now we have the rules for Otaku Debate. Yeah, new rules, so pause right now, see 2 minutes of the rules and let's go on the video. Yo guys, so as you can see on your screen we have the first character for Otaku Debate. Yes, we are doing Clannad, the almighty romance anime Clannad after story obviously. The godlike that is the ultimate rom-com couple. Anyway, let's get in. So the first character that we have is Ryo Fujibayashi. Now I know she's a half and half kind of character, like she was shown in some of the episodes, but at the same time not as much as her twin sister Kyo. Anyway, I've got her up here and she is going up against Foucault Ibuki, the somewhat lolly of the show, although I guess technically that would be Ushiro. Anyway, Foucault was a very funny character in season 1, not so much in season 2, more like a very background-ish character. Anyway, let's get on to what the topic is. So for today, the topic is quite a weird one, I gotta say. Like, I'm very much debating in my head as we speak what the topic will be, but anyway, I've decided to find the actual topic is: who is more likely out of the two to have their own OVA spin-off where they actually end up with Tomoya? Now, I know, before you say it, Ryo has already had her own, and believe me, I understand, I took this into account. I was going to do Kotomi Ichino's, but then again, there's no way in hell I can use Kotomi because she already had the whole best friend kind of aspect. Well, not only best friend, childhood friend. She's Tomoya's childhood friend. How can you verse that? You can't fight that. If I did that, Foucault would lose easily. Here it's a little bit more fair, I gotta say. You'll find out anyway when I go into it. But yeah, who is more likely to have their own spin-off? Now already, Kyo and Tomoyo already have their own spin-offs. The Kyo end and the Tomoyo end. And I know Ryo was in the Kyo hen, but this is why I added her in. The reason why I added Ryo in and allowed it is because even though she was in the Kyo hen, she didn't end up with Tomoya. She ended up with no one. She was betrayed in a sense. Not really. It's like she lost to her twin sister, but she admitted defeat, and she knew that it wasn't out of spiteness. She knew that her sister actually genuinely had feelings for Tomoya. That's the only reason why she was like okay with it ish. And plus she ends up with her husband anyway. You see over here. She ends up with her husband anyway. So it's not like she has a complete loss, but still. Anyway, so obviously I'm talking about in the Ryo hen, as we're gonna say, the Ryo hen. Nagisa won't be there, Yushiro won't be there, neither will Kappe, he won't be there either. So basically all it is Ryo and Tomoya. Are they going to end up together or not? Let's get in and find out. So looking at the facts, Ryo has had a crush on Tomoya for the entirety of Clannad. I think I'm pretty sure even after Nagisa and Tomoya were a couple, Ryo still kept her feelings. I'm pretty sure about that, but let me know if there was anything about her moving on somehow. It showed us, I don't know, maybe. Either way, I'm pretty sure she still kept the feelings, and yeah, I mean that's the only thing she really has going for her. She actually genuinely has feelings for Tomoya for whatever reason. I don't know why. I mean, I can't remember. Was it ever explained why she actually genuinely has feelings for him? I actually have no idea. Yeah, she would be a great match for Tomoya, I guess. You just have to get away from the one fact that Tomoya will always go for Kyo. So it's like, even though Ryo has a chance to be with Tomoya, she can't be because there's always Kyo there. So if you take away Kyo, there might be a chance, but it's very slim. Either way, that's the debate done for Ryo. Now we move on to Foucault Ibuki. So for Foucault, she is a little different, gotta say. Basically with her side, I feel if there was going to be a Foucault hen, in that sense, obviously Nagisa won't be there, Ushio won't be there, and I imagine it will probably take place during when Foucault actually appeared, when she was a ghost, to say, when she was a somewhat ghost, and then it's like, it's hard to say. it could happen. Well, actually, let me show you guys something. Look at this. Foucault kissed Tomoya in the Clannad visual novel. I don't know what's going on in that visual novel, but clearly Nagisa is not there. I'm only assuming this, but Nagisa can't be there in that. So maybe they've already given us our Foucault head. I'm not too sure, but from what it shows there, it very much looks like it. That Foucault already has a one-up compared to Rio. She's already a step closer to being with Tomoya. Thinking about it, I don't know if Tomoya would actually go for Foucault, but he might, who knows, he might actually be into that kind of stuff. Actually, when you think about it, she was kind of like an emo. She's always alone, playing with knives. Well, not only cutting herself, but cutting stuff. I don't know. She was kind of emo-ish. Actually, she was just painfully alone. It's really hard to say. Okay, I know this sounds like a really crappy debate. Believe me, I'm telling you this and I can guarantee it. The debates will get so much better. It's just that with Clannad, I almost didn't know who to debate for, I gotta say. I was having a really hard time debating between them. You know, I had to debate, do I use her, do I use him, do I use, like, who, like, what the fuck? It was just so hard. But, yeah, don't know if you guys already know this, and I'm pretty sure I haven't explained this in most of my other Talking to Base episodes, but I'll explain it now for you guys quickly. Anyway, what I do with the two characters is I choose basically minor characters because I don't want to choose the main characters, if you get what I mean. And the only reason I do that is because the main characters, there's just nothing fun with doing a debate between main characters. I feel like with the minor characters, you get to go in more. You get to like get a deeper look into them, you know. That's why. But yeah, alright. So for the actual debate between Rio and Foucault, I would have to say, as my final verdict, I think if either of them were to get an actual arc to happen, like their own Foucault head or Rio head, I think most likely it would probably be Rio. It just has to be. Thinking about, I know Japan is that somewhat obscure, twisted, like comedy that they have, so they probably would go for a Foucault head. But at the same time, I think a Rio head makes more sense in terms of story-wise. They could actually fit something nice into it, and I just think it works the best. Yeah, I know this was a really bad debate, but let me know if you guys enjoyed it. If you did, that is great, because it would just make me happy to know that you enjoy something as bad as this. Either way, I know it wasn't that great, but we are done. Rio wins. Foucault, you did good. You did good. Either way, yeah. That's gonna be it for me, guys. Leave a like if you guys liked the video. If you disliked, then tell me in the comments below. Let me know what you guys want for the next episode of Otaku to Base. Obviously, if you follow the whole listing or whatever, you'll know that the next anime should be Code Geass. So let me know if you want me to do a Code Geass kind of battle, like whose Geass is better. That's what I'm planning so far, like whose Geass is more powerful. And obviously I've included all the characters that can be included, so obviously I won't be including the Luch, but I'll be including like basically everyone else who has a Geass. So the Luch's father, Rollo, so many other people. I'll go through it later on, yeah. I'll go through it next week, but yeah, that's gonna be it for me, guys. So see. Basically, that do a tune video, I'm gonna be basically saying like, alright, so for comedy, I would say Clannad had very light comedy, well, very light comedy in season 2, very much a lot